wassail, beautiful people. I moved the cards and they exploded. I'm not going to take them. It's just amusing how this new deck's so alive with silkenness. So, let's begin again. So I have the Musical Alchemy of Astrology deck, which will be available soon. I just want to remind you all that there are additional readings at the moment. With each reading I do here on YouTube, there's a free secondary reading available on the SoundCloud under Lefruma. There's links in the description box. And there's some beautiful wisdom coming through those readings. They're just little 4-card napkins, but they're really worth a listen. So, we open with Gaia, Uranus. So, this is primordial thought changer. This is cosmic consciousness. The glass harmonica. Glass harmonicas are really interesting. They were an instrument around in the 18th century, I think. A little bit like when you run your finger around a wine glass and you get a pitch that comes out. And I think Mozart wrote a glass harmonica concerto. But it was quite famous for driving people a bit mad. Like an insanity ensued because of the fact of all these wonderful frequencies coming through, really affecting the body. So this was chosen here, the glass harmonica, to represent Uranus, because these are primordial thought changes that often make us feel a little bit unhinged. So let's see what else we have with this. It's a big energy. Uranus is currently in Taurus. It spends about 9 years in a sign. It has an orbit of 84 years. So what else would you like to add? Some cards popped over but didn't fall, and I don't want to take them. I want the cascaders to the floor. Oh my goodness. Eros and Dark Moon Lilith. Changing your perception of love. Changing the background frequencies that we live with to recognize how love empowers us. To be prodigally empowered. A new musical freedom, the ultimate panacea. Really, really wonderful. I mean, powerful, really powerful energies here. 234063. So, Uranus, Gaia. I am changed or I am static. Where do you see yourself on that scale? How much do you embrace change and how much do you fear change? This is the energy of the future now. So living the energies that you wish to bask in the future, bringing those energies into your now moment, the great leveler, the primordial deity of the sky, the cosmic rivers of consciousness, guardian of the veils and keeper of dimensional doors. It's almost, there's an energy of a kind of like love is knocking on the door of your consciousness. It's pushing at the veil. It's trying to reach out to you so that you can transform your energy. So Dark Moon Lilith is a calculated aspect. And it represents in many ways the side of the moon that we don't see, the side of ourselves that we don't embrace. And it's almost like the moon, it's like there's the hand of Lilith is on the other side of the moon, and energetically she's pushing her hand through and stretching the bright white face of the moon to reach down to us, to all of us, to say there's more to life, to living, to feeling, to loving, if you will just embrace the power from the other side, the unseen. So this is about remembering self-truths, living legacy frequency. So living the life of a legacy that you wish to have in your future now, right now. Ghost moon echoes. I think the ghost moon echoes are that energy of the fear of change, pushing through, pressing towards us. Eros has the polarity of I am love and I am lust. It's interesting, when we had this energy of the primordial deity of the sky, the fourth primordial frequency deity that came about in creation in the physical world in which we live was love. Love is behind everything. And I find it fascinating because Eros originally was this fourth primordial deity. And then once the Greeks invented Aphrodite, then Eros became the son of Aphrodite. She became the energy of love, but hers is a more complex relationship with love. Hers has an energy of how love has needs, how love has desires. Eros is pure love. Then by the Roman period, when Aphrodite became Venus and Eros became Cupid, we had kind of infantilized love. When I was working on the Lefruma deck and looking at the old Anglo-Saxon language, love had so many different words to express aspects of love. And we've now been reduced to just this one four-letter word, love. And we've infantilized it by making it a hand emoji that you see people hold up to say love. Love is way more encompassing. It has so many different frequencies about it. The ultimate panacea. Ethereal harpistry. Harps are a very early instrument. You'll see on the Chiron card in this deck the 13-stringed lyre of Olympus. These energies are possibilities from beyond the veil, because there's only 12 notes but there's 13 strings. So we are the 13th string. We are the string that offers opportunity from the dark side of the moon. It's a really powerful frequency to accept that we are the physical representation of a sound that comes through our consciousness when it's joined truthfully to our being. So let's have some Lefruma cards with this. I just need to look at, we've got B and F sharp, which creates a perfect fourth. Or a perfect fifth, depending on how you arrange them. And that's a cosmically significant interval. So when we have thirds and sixths and seconds and sevenths, they're called major and minor, and although they fit together harmoniously, there is a kind of energy where they knock against each other, where they create a kind of actionable contention, a frequency that just wobbles and morphs in its beauty. When you hear perfect fourths, perfect fifths, and perfect octaves, they are so beautifully formulated that they move together in the same motion. They don't knock, they have a clean purity to them. So there's something here about accepting a retuning to an older energy frequency. So modern pitch is 440, and Dark Moon Lilith has the idea that the A is 432, 8 hertz lower, and that's a much better mathematically perfect frequency that resonates within the world. So I'm just being drawn to a series of sparrows flitting around. So when we remember our self-truths, when we remember the energies that are our true tuning, because for me, when we become a living possibility in the womb, we are pure love. We are pure eros. We don't come in to this world with karmic cycles that need to be worked out. The karmic cycles are ancestral echoes, ghost moon echoes, this energy of frequencies within our DNA that our eros love frequency has to distort in order to hold on and create a living being in the physical world, a presence here. And so part of our job is changing our DNA, our ancestral codings, to get closer and closer to the energy of pure, prodigally empowered love. So, Lefrima, what would you like to add? Anwiller. So, Anwiller, card 43. This is the energy of a kind of stopped wheel. So it's almost like the change is some kind of tension pulling in both directions of the past and the future. It's like a tug of war going on to move the energy in your now moment, to bring us something new that we can work with. It says, strike the death knell history bell and blast out the past. Punctuate, perforate, mark and scent your distinct new hood for your good to be stamped, revamped and retuned. See, tuning ourselves to an older frequency. It's like the age, the molecules, the atoms of our physical being are tuned to 440, and we're working hard to bring ourselves back to A432, which is sometimes called the Verdi A, because they sort of think that was the last time we were in that tuning. And then we have card 60, Erdmasian. And this is the oldest sacral cycle. This is Erdmasian, means earth magician. To be in your full magical wizardry in the physical world, not stuck at the bottom of some kind of quarry looking up and seeing light, but some kind of difficult task ahead. I'm being reminded of a dream where I saw the image of being at the bottom of that quarry, and a being in the dream came forwards, and suddenly, magically, platforms and steps emerged from within the rock face of the physical world that said, you're not blocked anymore. You can now step forwards towards the energy that you wish to live your future now in. Oh, hell. There's something really strong about the frequency of Hel, the goddess who lives in Helheim, Helheimr, and Dark Moon Lilith kind of being a very similar concept. The rejected, the pushed aside, the held back, the hidden, actually resonating fully. Also, I always get a very strong, powerful energy from 9 and 13. So 6, 3 and 7, 6 is 9 and 13. So there is something very profoundly strong it's about burning brightly, understanding that you have a light within you that's way more blinding than you imagine. A frequency of crystal clarity being open to us so that we can transform and we can begin to turn this anwila, this energy of being stuck, but we have to embrace change through love. We have to understand that the power within our soul is the frequency of our loving consciousness, because that's the truth of our spirit self, is pure love. And we can berate ourselves, we can berate others, and that keeps our anwila frequency being pulled on this tug of war between the three norms, the past, the present, and the future. We need to remove the cord that holds us fixed in the past by embracing changes produced through love. Having that ability to love fully, to embrace that frequency and know that that is kind of our superpower. Look, I often think of Wonder Woman because her secret superpower is love. And that's really this energy here, Dark Moon Lilith and Hel. And remember, Uranus was born from Gaia. And then together, it's almost like Uranus is the physical representation, Gaia is the consciousness frequency. And by working with your Gaia energy, which you could look at as a kind of the crucible of creation, consciousness, being physical, the Uranus energy being in the physical world, moving around the cosmos, part of the music of the spheres, those frequencies together create all the other aspects of physical life. They birth the pantheon of all deities. So let's just galactic kisses with ambrosial embraces. It's almost like that's something we can't accept. It's like seeing, experiencing, witnessing wondrous, magical, spiritual synchronicities and being slightly frightened by them, as if the light of love is so bright we daren't look at it. And Dark Moon Lilith is about being liberated or confined. Do you want to stay confined with your anwila strapped to the past and the present? Or do you want to break those things that stop your wheel from spinning? And there's something where I'm being shown a Catherine wheel. This idea of spinning with light, sparks flying from within you, your earth Majan powers, this oldest sacral cycle, retuning your soul melody to create the world that you wish to live in. glowing with truth, knowing your harmony, returning to retune the music of the spheres, adding your soul chord to the galactic symphony. So I'm looking at the bottoms of the decks. The bottom of the Lafruma deck has Idel. So this is legacy, original birthright. Your birthright, everybody's birthright, is pure love. It's that Eros energy. I'm going to say, have a look in your charts for what you have in both Cancer and Scorpio, because it might lead you to your own personal epiphanies. You see, I'm being really drawn now to this energy of Eros Edel. Love is your original birthright, everyone's original birthright. And the bottom of the Musical Alchemy of Astrology deck is 5-8. That's another 13 frequency. It's sextile. And that's almost showing me this energy of the differences that exist between unwheeler and sextile. It's got a new rung to the ladder. It's almost beginning to spin quicker. So this is a flirtatious opportunity, reaching out, acknowledging that when you are more sweetly helpful in life, life is more sweetly helpful in return. It changes the frequency of your cosmic mirror. So you need to start creating supportive patterns to your thoughts, to your emotions, and collaborate with the world around you, with the people around you, with your friends, with your family, to induce changes to everyone's world. So this is, I am supportive or I am unhelpful. Don't feel wearisome. Don't turn away from change. Don't purposely or even accidentally, but don't create discord. Try and spend today looking at every situation as a chance to pick up the pace and uncover your hidden talents by working out new solutions as resolutions to life. And speak up. So this is the Sarba, a Romanian folk dance, a 6/8 rhythm, something that's very, very dancey, something that's more enlivened, something that has a joyous thrill to existence. So that's today's reading. It's very beautiful. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Well, sail, beautiful people.